Hi, welcome to the Great Ski Guide. Today, another video from our Dolomite series. If you've watched the others, you'll know we love the Dolomites. Extensive skiing, blue skies, best snowmaking in the world, amazing scenery, good food, good value for money. We love the place. An interesting resort today, one that is a real favourite of mine. It's called Civetta. You may have heard of the towns Alleghe or Zoldo, and I used to take school trips there years ago, and I really fell in love with it. And I'll tell you why. The first thing is, we think Civetta is great for a weekend skiing or linked up with some other resorts because it is pretty close to Treviso Airport, Venice. You can get to it from Innsbruck, from Verona, Bergamo, but from Treviso, an hour and a half. So what is there to know about Civetta? It's about 80 kilometres of skiing, but it's pretty varied skiing, really varied skiing in fact, from really easy beginner slopes to some really interesting tree-lined skiing. There are a few villages. The main one is Alleghe. Now Alleghe is on a lake and Civetta is the mountain that looms over it. Now let me tell you about this mountain. If you go to America, the most famous mountain is a peak called El Capitan. Now Civetta, just the cliff that sits on Civetta, is bigger and more imposing than El Capitan. 7 kilometres wide, 1 kilometre high. It dominates the whole area, absolutely stunning. On the other side of the mountain there's a mountain called Mont Pelmo, which is even more awesome, which looms over you from the other side. You've got to go and ski this place, it is simply stunning. Now the area is split into a few different zones. Now the first zone is above Alleghe itself. You take a bubble up, and below that is a run which I'll come to in a minute, but you come to what's called the Piazza area, which is an area great for beginners. You can learn to ski, there's a chairlift off to the side with a nice little beginner slope. And then above that, on another bubble, a couple of good blues, a red and a black run. Now one thing you've got to be careful of is the blue on the far left. It sits under the shadow of Civetta Mountain. It gets really icy as the day goes on, quite cut up. Be careful when you ski that. Now, here's the gem. The best run in the Alps in my opinion, the home run down to Alleghe. Take it top to bottom, head hard left, and the most amazing run opens up in front of you. It twists, it turns, it cambers with a mountain. It's just unbelievable. It narrows. At one point you just come around the corner, the mountains form perfectly, you see the frozen lake below you. In good conditions, there is no run better. So the Alleghe side has a variety of different skiing. The home runs are magnificent, beautiful views, but that's only part of the resort. Let's talk about this area off to the side here. This is called Zoldo. Now you can actually stay in Zoldo. It's about the same distance from Treviso. And the great advantage of staying in Zoldo is it's actually got the largest night skiing in Europe. 5 kilometres, a long red and a long black. So if you go for a weekend, you want to get your money's worth, maybe you arrive at lunchtime, it's open till 10:30 at night, which we think is fabulous. Now the Zoldo area is fantastic for beginners. There's a few school groups there, but also this black run and this red run, the night skiing, are just amazing. 2 great runs. The black twists and turns down through the trees. Not the longest black run in the world, but it's a great run. Now one of my favourite areas of the whole resort is this area out of the back of Zoldo. There's only a couple of runs, a couple of chairlifts, but it's quiet, they're great runs, and actually I think it's the best place to eat in the whole area as well. There's just at the top of the chairlift as you come down on this blue run, lovely log cabin restaurant with beautiful Civetta looming over you, fantastic value. I think we had a meal and a drink for about €10. Great sun terrace, lovely place to eat. Or if you go down this chairlift here, there's a red run. At the bottom of there's something very similar. Great places to eat. Now we went in a group of a lot of people, about 50 of us to Alleghe. Most of us ended up on the Zoldo side for the sort of middle part of the day in the sunshine, great skiing. Now, Zoldo and Alleghe are linked by these 2 blue runs which kind of shoot across with Pelmo one side and Civetta the other. Both great traverses. I wouldn't call them runs, they're more traverses, but interesting nevertheless. The third area really is up in the highest sector. Now there's a couple of chairlifts, there's a couple of long runs down to a place called Pescal. They're long tree line runs. The red on the right is really quite challenging. In fact, when we were there, a lot of ski instructors are being trained in that area because some of the skiing is quite demanding although if you want to go down on this blue round here to the left, it's fantastic. The top of this mountain here has a grappa bar, 50 types of grappa, or as we called it, 50 shades of grappa, and you can ski through it. Great fun, quick grappa on the way down for the final runs home. So what do we love about Civetta? It's quiet, it's beautiful. There's tree-lined skiing, there's higher skiing that isn't tree-lined, it's wide, good mountain food, and some of the most stunning views in the Alps. I went with a group who actually got stuck in Civetta, stuck in Alleghe. They were hoping to go to Araba further down the valley, but they got stuck in something called Snowmageddon a few years ago. They loved Alleghe so much, they went back, they brought their friends with them. I think it's an absolute gem of a resort. I'd recommend anyone go. If you're going to do it, why not tie it in with San Pellegrino Falcarde? About a half an hour drive between the two, if that. Easy to get to. You can get 2 great resorts in maybe a long weekend or a week. The ski schools there I know are great. It's great for kids, lots of areas, particularly around Zoldo. And the scenery, particularly walking around the lake if you're non-skiing, is really good. And Alleghe is big enough to keep people busy. There's a big indoor ice skating rink. They play in the Italian second division. We went on the second night we were there on the Saturday night. Had a great night out. Whole town was there celebrating. Good way to immerse yourself in the local culture. Hotels. We did stay in a hotel for the week. Photo here, Sport Hotel Europa. Can recommend it. Food really good. Buffet at night, starters to go with all the main dishes. We had all sorts, lots of meats. Beef was beautifully cooked. A lot of us thought we were in a really high class restaurant. Breakfast was good, full English, bacon, eggs, whatever you want. So we can recommend that hotel as well. So that's Civetta, Alleghe, Zoldo, 1.5 hours from Treviso, which you can get to really cheaply from the UK. Gem of a resort. When we went, snow conditions hadn't been great for the last month. The snowmaking was awesome. Pretty much the whole resort open. So would we recommend this resort on the Great Ski Guide? Absolutely. It's a resort I think everyone should ski at least once. See you next time. Check out our reviews of San Pellegrino and also of Val di Fassa in this same series. Bye.